So that was Knock on Wood, one of the pieces in the grade 2 book. Let's just have a look at the important bits, okay? Most of it is straightforward as long as you count, okay? Starts off with this lovely little 2-bar groove, which is this. Now, if we play that slowly, I'm not going to do the crash every time, but if we play it slowly and count, it actually makes a lot of sense. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Recommend, obviously, as always, play it slowly, make sure you're counting, make sure everything is in the right place before you move on. Now, the next 2 bars are really important because they introduce you to something that we haven't covered properly. Now, if you look in bar 4, there's 2 notes that are joined together with a line, okay, and that line is called a tie. To make it easy for you, play the first note of the tie, not the second, okay? If I play bars 3 and 4 together, and then we'll actually work out what it means for your count. So you get this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and a 4 and. So you can hear there, you play the first crash on the and of beat 4, and then you've got that little weird Y or 7, which is a quaver rest, so you don't play on the 1. The next note is a quaver, that's the and of beat 1. Then beat 2, you just don't play, but please don't forget that you still need to leave the gap for beat 2. So you've got 1 and 2, 3 and a 4 and. When you play it together with the track, it makes a whole lot of sense. Without the track, it doesn't always. Okay? Drop down, first bar of the verse. Now you need to play this 7 times, and then you get a 1-bar break, and then you play it another 4. Okay, so it's a really important groove, this one. And it's actually very similar to the Mustang Sally groove from grade 1. So the groove itself, slowly, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then if we play it twice so you can hear how it links in, you get this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, then drop down to bar 12 and you've got a groove that we know really well with an open hi-hat at the end, which sounds like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there you've got the hi-hat, and it stays open until the 1 of the next bar, so bar 13 in this case. So if I do 12 and then 13, and then you can obviously hear what it sounds like: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you've got that. Bar 12 is kind of a little break for you. Now 17, a lot of people struggle with 17. Take it slowly. We have learnt this groove before, but if you're unsure, just take it slow, count, 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 okay? And you'll get it up to speed pretty quickly. So 17, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? And then obviously you play that 4 times in total. Then you get to bar 21. Now bar 21 obviously is counted 1 and 2 and 3 with a rest on 4. Now you'll see that there's little arrows over the notes, or most of the notes, in bar 21. Those are accents, so they mean play the next volume up from what you've got. Well, your current volume is mezzo forte, so you want to play the accents at forte. So you go 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay? So all straightforward. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And if you can, you might find it easier right, left, right, left, right. Some people right, right, left. Find out what works for you. That's always the best way in this instance. Then we're over to 22. We've got the chorus. So the chorus takes out the first 2 bars of the intro, which you already know, so yay, we don't have to learn them. Then you've got 24 and 25, and they're kind of familiar. So if we play them slowly, you get this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So all of bar 25, all 3 notes that you play are on the and, not the number. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay? I tend to do those notes with my left hand or split between. That's what works for me. Other people want to do it with their right. It doesn't actually matter as long as you actually play the piece correctly, or in this case the phrase. Drop down to the first time bar where it says instrumental, as labelled up as 26A. Okay, now the pattern itself is nice and straightforward. You've got this 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 1 you've got bass drum, snare drum and hats, and for the 2, 3, 4 it's just snare drum, no other bass drum notes. Now, apart from the obvious of not making it sound horrible, make sure everything's locked on. You play that 3 times, but look, you've got yourself a crescendo. So you start soft, P, or piano, start soft, gradually get louder. So you're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all straightforward as long as you count and pay attention to dynamics. Work on it slowly, get the dynamics in there, record yourself, make sure it works basically. Now, at the end of the first time bar, you go back to the verse. Okay, so far your structure is intro, verse, chorus, instrumental, verse. Then we're going to go back to the chorus. We already know the chorus, so this is like amazing. And then we drop down to the second time bar that's marked outro. At the outro, obviously start with the crash, and then you're over to the ride. Make sure you get a really nice sound on the ride. You want that sort of sound rather than the edge. That's just not going to work for this, okay? So you want this 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, we've got that 2 bars that we had back at the intro. So again, there's not too much to learn, which is like amazing, just makes our life so much easier. The last 3 bars of the entire piece are similar, you could argue, to bars 3 and 4, where you've got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so take it slow, count. If we play it again, okay, so yeah, just the last 3 bars, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, obviously, you're going to want to play that really slowly. Make sure you count. Once you feel like you've got it, try it with a click. I mean, the track itself is at 105, so I personally would start with a click about 75. I've got my friend Doris in to do the click for me. So I'll just play the last 3 bars with a click at 75. Okay, so you get an idea of what it should sound like at 75.
1, 2, 3,
and
4,
4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
1,
and
2,
and
3,
and
4,
1.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
My goodness, she's so annoying. And that really is the whole piece. It's a style of music called soul, which was made popular by people like Otis Redding and the like, very sort of 60s style, which is where it came to prominence. If you want to delve into more of the whole soul genre, have a look at the Blues Brothers movie with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. Great film, but also it has a lot of the old soul guys in. The band itself is actually made up of Steve Cropper, who wrote this track. So it's good to listen to and understand where a lot of this music came from. Probably the last thing to say is the whole thing is structured very simply. Okay, so if you missed it earlier, the structure: intro, verse, chorus, instrumental, back to the verse, chorus, outro. Okay? It's a very short video, this one, but use the pause button, rewind, make sure that you understand everything, make sure you can play everything slowly, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye now.